Hello and welcome to Raise the Game, the place to help your teens succeed in school, study, and on their screens. And my name is Ray Langan, study skills coach, Gen Z edutainer, school motivational speaker, and we have got a great podcast episode for you. And the title of today's podcast is to stop writing notes on behalf of your teen. So this episode is probably going to be quite controversial, but it's something that makes me mad. And I'm going to give you a little bit of context behind this. And I suppose the question that I have for you starting off is, have you ever written a note to the school, a school note for your child, knowing damn well that you shouldn't? And, the context of this is last week, and I'm doing a program for primary school students going into secondary school. It's called Making the Move. And if there's one thing that gets on my goat, it's parents. Now, I say this respectfully because I love parents and I work with lots of parents. I spend a lot of my day talking to parents of teenagers who are struggling and how we can help them with the coaching programs. So please forgive me. But what I suppose, just to give you the context, it was 15 minutes, actually 14 minutes before the program was about to start. Last Thursday, we've got the music thumping, we've got the live stream about to happen. I've got a new workbook that I was really loving, and everything had been emailed out, and we're ready to rock and roll. We've a class of very excited sixth class students who I love working with, and then I got an email just before it started from a parent, and I'm always on high alert because just before a program starts, sometimes you get the email or the text message from somebody who can't attend for whatever reason. And I did get an email saying, and let's call this girl Rosie. And I got an email from a parent saying, hi Ray, Rosie can't attend tonight because she's sick. Now, I don't know about you, but anybody who emails me with 14 minutes to go before program to say they are sick, I'm long in the tooth at this, and that to me doesn't wash. And my blood started to boil. Now, it didn't boil because, look, honestly, it didn't bother me whether she was going to be there or not, because the program is still going to run. We'd plenty of people on the call, plus we got huge interest in the program, so that didn't affect me at all. But the reason my blood started to boil was for the child, because this is a child of this is a child about to go into secondary school. And here's the deal: if you're giving your child the get out, if you're giving them the it's okay not to attend policy, then they're going to want continually, they will know that, hey, if I'm not up to it, if I don't feel like doing something, I'll just say it to my mom and she'll write a note. It's typically the moms that write notes, not that I'm going there. I know dads do that too. So I quickly emailed back in this situation and I said, no problem, we can send a recording, but as a suggestion for secondary school is not to write notes for your child, to allow them out of things if at all possible. Now we have a problem, because I know that that's not going to sit well with our mom. And straight away she comes back and she asks, are you suggesting my daughter is not sick? And of course, I've got to launch into my seminar at this stage. So we launched in with the live stream. The program ran for 80 minutes. It was a massive success. The students loved it. The parents loved it. We got great feedback, got emails afterwards. All the students had positive comments. So, I was thrilled about that. I was also sad. I was sad because Rosie couldn't attend. And I've also got to pick up the pieces after the program with her mom. And I knew I'd sent this very controversial email back to her, and she had emailed me saying, are you suggesting that my daughter was not sick? And I knew the tone of the email, and I quickly responded back to say, look, I'm not suggesting anything, and what I'm really suggesting comes from a place of kindness. And of course we're going to email out the recording, and that I hope her daughter gets well soon. So here's the lesson, or here's the big thing out of all of this. And here's a suggestion for next year, is that not to write those notes. Now think about last year, last school year. How many notes did you write on behalf of your child that, in all seriousness, you probably didn't have to do? But you did. And, as a result, it's given children this kind of get out of jail free card. Now, look, I know anxiety is a big, big deal out there. I know that depression is a big issue, and COVID kind of normalized this situation of children staying at home. And I don't know many parents I've spoken to in the last couple of months where, their sons, their daughters have been in school, they've been out of school. Attendance is just being absolutely up and down because of this kind of normalization of people staying at home after COVID. However, this is what's creating the problem. So my suggestion is that next year you go with a no note policy. So go back and count how many notes you wrote for your child last year. Ask how many of those were avoidable. And now you've got to talk to your teen. Sometime over the summer, before the start of the new academic year, you're going to have a conversation about this. And whether that's attendance, whether that's things like, and I know from talking to teachers, you'll get the notes to say they couldn't do the homework, they can't put their hand up in class, they've got to be excused. I know about, 1 out of 3 teenagers has some form of anxiety disorder, notes for getting out of PE, notes. So try and set the standard yourself by being a zero excuse person. So the point is this, out of all of this is that, how do you expect your child to become an independent, thriving adult if they've had this pattern all the way through secondary school of any time that they don't feel like doing something, mom can write a note, dad can write a note, I can be excused from whatever it is because of that note. Because then that becomes a pattern in their life of giving excuses. So if you want your child to be a zero excuse person, then you have to go with the zero note policy. Or in extreme circumstances, you do feel you have to write that note, ask yourself this question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do they need this note? And only in cases of 9 or above do you write the note. Anything below a 9, then it's no, it's a zero note taking policy. And give your child the gift of having to face up to their commitments and their responsibilities. And that's how you create a zero excuse person, and how you create someone who follows through on their commitments. So if you like this video or this podcast, click a like. If you want my coaching, go to www.raisethegame.com. If you have any questions, please email in. And remember, guys, day by day, we are raising the game.